Hi everyone, welcome to the LSMW video tutorial. In this tutorial, we will select a scenario to create relationship between position, object and cost center object. Log into SAP and enter transaction PP02 in the command box here. When you enter, it takes you to maintain plan data expert mode. This is the screen that we will be using for the recording. We will now see the Excel sheet template. So this is the screen when we record maintain plan data expert mode. We will enter the plan version, object type, object ID, info type, subtype, planning status, the validity start date, end date, the relationship specification, relationship between objects, and cost center. For cost center we have to enter K. The system will automatically pick up the text cost center and then the field value of the cost center. We will now move on to LSMW recording. In SAP, in the command box, type LSMW, not LMSW, LSMW. So here you get project, subproject and object. So we are going to start with the basics. I have already created previously a project by name upload OM cost center and A011. So we will now create a new project. You first enter a project name. So I have created a project name by name upload REL, subproject POSCC because I'm connecting position and cost center, and the relationship I'm going to create is A011. Now click create or shift F1. Enter the same names in the description. Now once it's created, click execute F8 and you see a list of steps that has to be done for the LSMW recording. The first step here is maintain object attributes. Have your cursor placed here so that you can see the line highlighted. Click execute or control F8. In LSMW, every screen will be on display mode. So it is important that when you reach every step, you have to click the change and display icon. You can see here the change and display or control F1. Now the purpose here is to do a batch input recording, a screen recording. Hence select this radio button, batch input recording. There are no any recordings available for this current project that we have created. So you have to click recording overview. Now it's blank. Click create recording. Give a name for your recording. Click create. I give a name for the recording PP02. The description is also PP02. You enter. Coincidentally, the transaction code is also PP02 that we will have. This is more important than the recording name that you give. So you enter here PP02. Now it takes you to the screen PP02 where you have to enter the plan version 01. The object type is position because the goal of this tutorial is to create a relationship between position and cost center. So the position ID is yes. Then here I am selecting a position, the position type is yes and the position ID here is 101109. And then I have to give a relationship between a position and a cost center. The relationship will be created through an info type 1001, which is 1001. And the subtype that we create is A011. The planning status will always remain 1. And here we use the date 1606 1997, the start date, to 31/12/9999, and you click create. Select cost center and then enter ES2200 and press enter. Now click save. Again click save. When you see here record created, it means that your recording is completed. Now click back and you can see the fields that have been chosen for your recording. When you come to this step, you have to select the fields for your recording template. Hence you just scroll down and then make sure that the first data that you entered, which is 01, and the last data that you entered 2200 or in one single line. Now in this step you have to click default all. When you click default all, you get the fields as well as the text for each field that is going to be recorded. Now copy these fields and the text into a separate Excel sheet. So when you copy the Excel sheet, your Excel sheet will appear like a source field where you will have the text fields, the fields and the description. So here you can press Ctrl Y to select the fields here and then Ctrl C and then go to your new Excel sheet page and then delete the duplicated fields. So here you see there is Begda, Enda and Begda, Enda, which is the begin date and end date are repeated. So delete the duplicates so that you have only one field for recording. So this is going to be your recording fields. So similarly, you have to press Ctrl Y and when you see the crosshair, just select and then repeat the same process so that you have your source field and the text that are pasted. Always remember that you have to leave two columns empty and then create a template like this. We will discuss about what is the C and 40 in the further steps. After selecting the fields and the description, click back and you have to save. Yes. Now you see there is a recording. So there is a previous recording which I have done, which you don't have to worry about. Just ignore this. So you see your recording PP02 and then the owner and what transaction that has been used. Again click back. So here you can come and then select the recording that has been done recently. So PP02 is the recording which has been done. Once you select the recording, you get the recording name here. Click save. When you see data saved, click back. Now you can see the step has incremented by 1 on its own. So when the previous step is completed without any mistakes, the system will increment to the next step on its own. Here we have to maintain the source structures. Now again click execute. And as I mentioned that you have to click display and change at every step. Just place your cursor in upload REL project and click create source structures. So you give a name for the source structure. Let's say we will give A or PP02 SRC and give the same in the description. Click save. Again come back. Now the step is incremented to maintain source fields. Click execute. Now place your cursor first on display change and then place your cursor on the source fields. Now you can see this table maintenance or control F9 at this step. When you click this, you get a table with 4 columns. If you remember, I mentioned the Excel sheet has to be maintained with 2 columns where C is the character and then 40 is the length. So you can just maintain C for all. Even if it's for date type, the system will automatically convert it during the conversion. So you can just maintain C and 40. In case the length is going to exceed 40, you can make it as 50 or 100 according to your need. Now select the table here from the Excel, Control C and then Control V. So make sure that you get all the fields in the system for the recording and make sure there are no any duplicates and the proper type has been chosen and the length has been entered. Now press enter. If there is an error, the system will automatically mention. So since there are no errors, we click save and then now click back. So you can see the fields for the recording is being created. Now again click save and then click back. The next step is to maintain maintain structure relations. So now just click display change. Now place your cursor in PP02 and click create relationship. You would get a pop-up box. So the pop-up box will say a source structure is already assigned to target structure PP02. There is nothing that we have to do from our side except to click create relationship once and now click continue, click save and then click back. Now we are into the next step of maintain field mapping and conversion rule. This is more important where the recording fields with the actual table fields will get related. When you come into this step, click display change. So once you get this entire toolbar here, you click extras. Under extras you can see auto field mapping. Click auto field mapping and here you go ahead with continue. Click accept proposal for all the fields. You can see the field getting changed here. So auto field mapping is completed. Click continue. Click save and click back. Now we will not do anything in maintain fixed value, translation or user defined routines. We will jump the step and move on to specify files. Just before going to the specify files, you know how the Excel template has to be made. You know this is going to be the fields that you are going to enter. So now when I go to create a Excel template, I select the column with description and I open a new sheet. Here I paste it. Now I do a transpose. So you select this, right click and you can see a transpose. So you do a transpose. So finally you can delete this and make sure that you have all your fields from column wise to row wise. So at the end you will have your upload template, something like this. So where you have the plan version, the object type, the entire data. Just to give you a small brief about this template, since we are going to create the relationship between position and cost center, this template will never change for the plan version, object type, the info type, the subtype, planning status, relationship specification, relationship between objects and type of related object. The only changes that will happen is the object ID, that is the position ID, the start date, the end date, and the related object ID. So in case of any other relation that you are going to create between position and position or object and a position, then your entire template will change according to your recording. So here the legend I have given here mentions that the legend green will remain same for all. So this template can hold good for all data which is related to creating relationship between a position and a cost center. In this example, we are going to create for only one record. That is, we are going to take only one position to one cost center. So once the data is filled in the template, just copy from plan version to the end of the template here. Control C, copy, and then take it to a notepad and Control V, paste. Always remember, as soon as you paste, press the backspace once so that the cursor is blinking in the end of the last record. Now the template is ready for us to upload. So we will go back to our LSMW. Now we will specify the file that is used to upload. And here you can see on the PC front end, we are going to select the file from the local computer that we have working. So I'm going to create the path. I select the file. Give a name for this. I've given the name CCUPL. In this step, you have to make sure that you have clicked the tabulator. In case if this is not selected, the tabulator is not selected, then you may have errors in the LSMW. Now after selecting tabulator, make sure the name and the path are selected correctly. And now click continue, click save, click back, assign files, click change, keep your cursor under the source structure and click create assignment. You get a pop-up with your file has already been assigned to source structure pp to src. Click save, click back. You can see read data. The step is incremented to read data. Click continue. Now click execute. There is only one record. Click back. Now you can see it moved on to the next step, which is display read data. Click back. Make sure the data you have entered is all correctly displayed in the read data stage. Now click convert data. Now there is one data that has been converted, one row of data. Now again click back. Now display converted data. When you click displayed data, converted data, so you can see the data that it has been converted. So here you can see the field length which was 40, the system automatically picks up the actual length that has been entered. Now again click back. Now create batch input session. Click execute. Click keep batch input folders. The last step is run batch input session. So when you come into this particular session, you have to select the current session name that we have created now. So where you can see 0 and 0, which means that no recording has been done yet. And now after selecting this row, you have to click process. Now click display errors only. Click extended log expert mode. Make sure that you don't select process foreground. Now click process. So the processing of batch input session is completed. To go back and see the session, click session overview. So here you can see under the success, you can see the green transaction processed 1. So we entered one record and one record has been processed. So now the LSMW was successful in creating. To view the data, open a new session, enter the transaction PP01. We have the position number already existing here. It is 101109, and click relationship and click overview. Here you can see the relationship between the position and the cost center is created through LSMW recording upload. This is the end of this session. Thank you.